You're listening to Skipping Through Theatre, proudly partnered with YouthTV. Hello and welcome back to Skipping Through Theatre, the podcast where we celebrate the magical performance from the unforgettable musicals and the powerful plays to the TV shows we can't stop talking about, and the behind-the-scenes stories that bring it all to life. It's about the laughter, the drama, and the moments that stay with us long after the curtain falls. So settle in and let's dive into today's episode.
And welcome back to Skipping Through Theatre,
the podcast where we chat all things theatre with amazing guests from all across the industry.
Today's guest is currently strutting his way through the West End in Kinky Boots, where he plays one of the angels.
It's the brilliant Kofi Dennis.
We always like to start at the beginning. What first got you interested in performing in theatre?
What got me interested in performing in theatre? I kind of always did it as a kid, and then just with school stuff, and always found that enjoyable. And then actually my mum's friend was started a musical theatre club, and I actually didn't want to go at the time. I wanted to go to the cinema instead, but my mum kind of persuaded me. And this lady, her name's Katie Funk, and she'd come from the industry, and she'd come back to Mansfield, where I'm from, a small town in Nottinghamshire. And she set up the club, and I went to the club, and I was just amazed and really enjoyed it. And I think from there, that's when I started to actually get serious about it and want to start taking more classes and things like that.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first show you ever saw that made you think, I want to do this?
Do you know what? I've been asked this before, and I think I can remember the first show I saw was Lion King in the West End.
Ooh.
We went on it. Great show.
That's a good musical.
Yeah, and I actually went with my mum's work. They went on a trip, and I went along. And definitely remember being I think I was about 9 at the time or something like that. And I remember being wow. But in terms of a show that's actually made me want to be this is what I want to do, I think it was more from doing it and going to classes and then doing shows myself.
Yeah.
And finding my love for it, on stage and in rehearsals. I think there's more of the key points where I had this is what I want to do.
Yeah. When you were training and starting out, was musical theatre always the dream?
It wasn't actually. No, I remember. It was weird. At first I wanted to be a singer, and then I found musical theatre and loved it. I wanted to do that, and then when I auditioned for drama schools, I auditioned for a mix of musical theatre and acting, straight acting, and didn't get into musical theatre and actually got into LIPA, where I did straight acting. And so when I was training at drama school, I was just training in acting, and I really fell in love with it, and that's still something that I very much want to do going forward. And I've just been very lucky that my career has been a mixture of plays, a little bit of screen and musical theatre as well. It's not always just been musical theatre, but musical theatre has always been something that I've enjoyed, and I've been lucky enough to have that experience in as well.
Yeah. Especially because shows have they have singing, dancing, and acting, and it's good to know how to do all three. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, and like I say, when I was at drama school, I just went to dance classes and things like that to kind of. And singing classes to pick up on everything that I wasn't necessarily getting at LIPA because I was focusing on my acting there.
Yeah.
And you're currently in Kinky Boots in the West End, which is such an exciting show. For anyone who might not know it, how would you describe it?
Yeah, Kinky Boots, great show. It's very energetic. It's just got such a heart and the biggest message throughout the whole show is acceptance. I think it's a show about friendship, family, and that. Finding your own family, not necessarily a bloodline family, and really just celebrating what makes you unique and what makes you kind of special, and friendships within, you might come from completely different walks of life and have different experiences, and you might not have a lot in common, but being able to celebrate different things in each other and accept those things. I think that's kind of what I would say the show's about.
Yeah, I totally agree. You play one of the angels. Do you mind if you tell us a bit about what the angels do in the show?
Yeah, so you've got, I think there's 10 angels in total, and we're kind of Lola's group basically. So Lola is one of the main characters. She's a drag queen, and then the angels are all her group of drag queens, and they go on the journey with Lola of kind of you know, coming into this factory where we're maybe not accepted, and teaching Charlie how to accept himself and accept us and accept like everyone around him, really.
It must be really fun to play that though.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
The costumes are really cool as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of costumes, a lot of wigs, a lot of makeup, and all the songs that the Angels are in are really high energy.
Yes.
So yeah, it's really fun. Yeah,
A lot of stamina.
Yeah. So, what's been your favourite part of being in the show so far?
I've been on the show a long time now. So I did the UK tour originally, and then we did a European tour, and now we've transferred to the West End. So when I finished in July, I would have been working on the show for about 18 months. So, but I think for me, so I cover Lola as well. And on the UK tour, so like I said, I'm from Mansfield, which is in Nottinghamshire. And when the show was in Nottingham, I got to go on for Lola, which I think has to be the standout moment for me, because I had all my family, friends like teachers. The lady I was telling you about, where I first found like my love for performing, she got to see me do Lola. And just like kind of the buzz of Nottingham, and like, you know, people were like wanting to do interviews and stuff about, you know, because I'm from Nottingham. So that was, probably the point that stands out for me. Yeah, massively so.
Like you just said, Kinky Boots is such a high energy show. What's a typical show day like for you?
Typical show day for me. So we do 8 shows a week. And we have Sundays off, so it is a lot. It's a lot. And Thursdays and Saturdays are our double show days. On a single show day, I actually do a little bit of work as well in like recruitment and stuff, just so I've got something else going on when I'm not acting. So I'll tend to get up, head to the gym, do a little bit of other work, and then I'll head in about 5:30 to start my makeup, head to warm up at 6, which is when we're officially called. We'll do warm up, then we'll have like a teams meeting with everybody, any notices that need to be done, anything like that. Then we'll do fight call, because I'm involved in one of the fights as Lola's body double in the show. And then we'll head straight into the show, and then come down about just after 10, I think, or about 10, bang on probably.
You make that sound really relaxed, but at the same time, I reckon it's quite hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be, especially on double show days. Yeah, for sure.
And the makeup. Wow.
Yeah, the makeup can be a lot.
Yeah. Do you have any backstage rituals or pre-show rituals before going on stage?
Good question. Do you know what? As an angel, not really. There's a sweets corner, which I find myself going to before the start of every show, but I don't think I can call that a ritual.
No, that is a ritual. That is a ritual.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do.
Yeah, I've got such a sweet tooth.
Same.
But when I've been on for Lola, I've always found myself, I need to hype myself up. She has a big entrance, and it's 20 minutes into the show, so the show will start.
Sugar.
Yeah, and I'll when I've been on for Lola, I'll tend to like stay in my dressing room while the show's happening, because she doesn't come until 20 minutes in, and I'll play like music that will get me hyped. So like Cardi B, Beyonce,
yes,
and I'll literally just have like a little mini concert in my dressing room, and that's kind of my pre-show ritual. I feel like I have to do that to kind of get the energy.
I'm so here for that.
Yeah, the show's already started, and it's such a big entrance that you've got to kind of hit the mark running. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's what helps me with that.
Yeah. You need to feel yourself.
Yeah,
that's the best thing.
Yeah, you do when you play Lola, for sure.
Yeah. And it's such a big character as well. You need that energy, definitely.
Yeah, huge.
100%.
Huge. She's literally. And the thing with Lola is, even when she's off stage, she's changing or makeup, or she's getting out of drag, or she's getting back into drag. Like once she does come on and do her entrance, until the end of the show, that is it. Even in the interval, things are happening. Like you just don't get a break. So
What's the atmosphere like backstage at Kinky Boots? It seems like such a fun company.
Yeah, the atmosphere the energy is unmatched, like no cast I've ever been in before. Constant high energy, which is great, especially on days where, you know, if someone's having an off day or whatever, there's people there to like bring each other up and stuff. And, you know, some of us have been working together for 18 months now.
Wow.
But I think being in such a show that is ultimately about acceptance as well, you know, you need a cast like that. So great company. And also like our crew, like our wiggies, our WAM team, wigs, hair and makeup, our stage managers, like they're all like absolutely unreal. some of the nicest people I've ever met and have such a hard job. And like, if you think for us, like we've got like a hectic schedule, like the Wham team, they'll be in sorting the wigs out from, we're not called till 6. Sometimes they'll be in from like 12 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? Like their schedules are something else. So I have the utmost respect for them. And the company as a whole, like, yeah, they're incredible.
Because it all comes together. And you need all those people.
Oh, massively. Yeah, exactly. Like company manager as well. We've got an amazing company manager, Michael, who literally holds the fort together, you know, literally making sure everybody's on schedules and sorts everything out. And like, you just wouldn't be able to do any of this without those people. And they're just, they're absolutely incredible.
Really important. So have there been any funny onstage or backstage moments during the runs so far?
Oh, my days. Yes. For me personally, my wigs came off twice. Yeah, I know, twice. Both on the UK tour, so never since. So hopefully those days are gone. So they were funny. Like, I think a lot of the cast couldn't hold it together when that happened, the first time that happened. And then actually I had one not long ago, which was, a blunder, but also just my fault. Like, before, obviously, the last song, Raise You Up in Kinky Boots, we did a big reveal with the big red boots and all the angels were in the red boots. And I was just about to go on for the entrance and I realised that in my change I hadn't put the boots on and I just still had my normal black heels on.
Oh my gosh.
And then I just heard the music and we get Lola flying down from a big red boot and then all the angels come up from the back. And I just heard the music and everyone running on and I was like, I actually can't go on. Like, I can't go on with black heels. So I had to like run around, get my red boots on and then enter at like the next moment that I could get away with. So I can laugh about it now, but I did have to apologize, and I don't know what happened. I think we'd just come out of tech and everything. I think everybody was just so tired and exhausted, and I think my mind just it just went blank.
Well, stuff like that happens. Stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
What's the audience's reaction like in the final song? It must be amazing.
Oh yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant, and it's like, I think, you know, obviously we can see their faces and we're at the Coliseum, which is, I'm pretty sure it's the biggest theatre in the West End. So that's amazing. I think it's like 2,300, 500 people, something like that.
Gosh, yeah.
So the roar and the atmosphere is incredible. But more so, like, I've had friends that have come to watch and they've heard conversations from people that don't know, they know someone in the show and like they're talking about how it's made them think about things and think about how they go about their life and how they treat other people. And I think that's the most special thing about doing a show like this, for sure.
It's got such a deep message.
Yeah, it really has.
What's it like performing in the West End night after night?
Yeah, it's like we were saying about the schedule, it's a lot, but it's so rewarding. And I think the main reason it's rewarding is because we're working on a show, like I've just said, that's got such a special message, and you only have to like look out at the people's faces and you can see how touched some people are. And, you know, you literally see some people crying at the end. And I think that's
so valid.
Yeah, that's that's I think the most rewarding thing. And you know, when you're tired and things, that's what you have to hold on to of the message that you're portraying in this show. And that, you know, some people, it'll be the first time they've even come to see a show. Like, you know, it's special. Like, I think it's easy to forget that as well sometimes. Yeah.
And for young performers listening who dream of being on the West End one day, what advice would you give to them?
I'd say absolutely go for it. Like, it's doable. Like, it really is. If I've done it, anybody can do it, as long as you put the work in and it's what you want to do. And, you know, just train hard, like work hard and just be a nice person as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, people want to work with nice people, and in environments like this, you know, you're working so close with the cast. So I think it's really important that you spread that kindness. And I always think celebrate your wins along the way. And, you know, this is my first West End contract, and I've been in the industry now since I graduated in 2019. And I've been in the industry since 2019. So it's, you know, for some people, they come out of drama school and go straight into the West End, and that's amazing. And for some people, they don't. And I think celebrate all the jobs that you do. And, you know, because there'll be some jobs that might seem littler at the time, but you'll look back on them and be like, oh my God, actually, that was my favorite job. Or, do you know what I mean? I think it's so important to just celebrate, even just training, even if it's not drama school, whatever that might be, like, you're still doing it. And don't just see it as like a thing of, when I get to this point, that's when I've done that. And that's when I can be like, okay, obviously it's important to have ambition, but I think at the same time, give yourself some credit and be like, oh, that's really cool that I've just done that. And, you know.
Yeah.
What's your favourite memory from the show so far?
My favourite memory, I would say definitely going on in Nottingham.
Yeah.
And then other than that, I would say probably have to say press night here for for the West End was just phenomenal. Like it was
Must have been
really
amazing.
overwhelming, and I was lucky enough to have all my family come to London, like my closest family and friends, and my partner as well, and seeing kind of all of them in the same. Like we all went to a bar after we'd been to the after party, we all went to a bar, and just seeing everybody there celebrating that was like something that I'll hold on to for the rest of my life for sure. It was really special.
It really shows how theatre brings people together. It's like it's just so special.
A big community.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay, we've reached the quick fire round.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Okay, so say the first thing that comes to mind in your head.
Right.
Are we ready?
Okay.
Yeah,
3,
I think so.
2, 1. Favorite musical?
Tina the musical, unreal.
Dream role.
I would probably say Dre and Shifters, the play. It was Lola. I did use for musical theatre. It used to be Lola, but I'm lucky enough to say I've done that now. So yeah, for a play, I would say Dre and Shifters.
Favorite pre-show snack?
Protein bar.
Favorite song in Kinky Boots.
Hold Me in Your Heart.
West End performer you admire the most?
Russell Tovey straight away comes to mind. Saw him in Constellations, is incredible. Follow his career, and also Matt Henry, who played Lola in the West End originally. Yeah, those two, Russell Tovey and Matt Henry.
One word to describe Kinky Boots.
Energetic and camp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kofi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much. It was lovely to speak with you both.
To our audience, make sure to check out Kinky Boots in the West End and go see Kofi as one of the angels.
Yes. And thank you so much for listening to Skipping Through Theatre. Don't forget to follow the podcast and share this episode with your theatre-loving friends.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.
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 You're listening to Skipping Through Theatre, proudly partnered with YouthTV.